Guys, this is April in West Virginia, zone 6, 6A, 6B, 7. You know, they've changed all of those. I plant like it's a zone 5 here. And you know why? Because it's April and all week long we've had a lot of rain. Everyone has had that storm come through. But there's been rain, sleet, snow the last 2 days, and they're expecting rain, sleet, snow in about 2 hours. So I said, Reg, let's do the spring April in the garden. And as you can see, the window box looks gorgeous for spring. But the good news is Saturday, tomorrow, I'm going with a girlfriend. All of the nurseries are opening tomorrow and our favorite one's opening. And I've got a list and I have inspiration. And you know what that means. It's going to be so much fun. But this will look different in a few weeks. And I've got my inspiration. But the front of the house always looks a little green because I like it that way. Because I want the surprise to be in the back of my garden. I want people to want to come out back and see what's happening. And you can see that the phlox is beautiful. It's now coming to itself. I love this creeping phlox. It's just adds such a beautiful softness to the edges. And I have it throughout the garden because I like repetition. And as you come down back, what's important that I didn't always know is to plant early, mid, and late season daffodils, because then you can always have beautiful colors of daffs coming up. You can see the primrose are really showy right now. The purple and yellow, they're wet. You know, we've had nothing but a week of rain. Unfortunately, there's been a lot of flood watches out. And you'll see as we get in the main garden that the river has been bank full. The hellebores have been stunning. You know, even if they're fading out, they still are gorgeous. Very happy with those. And by me being diligent with the liquid deer fence, the tulips have not been eaten off. I don't remember what these were and where I got these tulips, but they're going to open up. They look to be yellow. Everything is thriving. Oh my gosh. Carnaby is thick. The peonies are up twice as tall as they were the last video. So we're going to go on in the garden.
What's all that wood there?
Shush. That's a secret. We've got projects going on here. Rain barrel is full. We should have had 2 rain barrels. We say that every year because
I have offered.
I know.
I'm going to do it this year.
We've got to get a second one for this time of year because we just have to. But as you come down into the garden, you can see even from up there, even though my tulips, their heads are laying low, there's still some color, but it's not about the color with me. It's about, look at the growth. I think of all the garden times, this is the time of year I like to see it because it matches my energy. The garden is like just coming up so quickly and so full of life. That's full of excitement. You can see the Japanese maple. I'm running around here, but the Japanese maple is starting to leaf out, which is gorgeous, making me happy. The Pachysandra has this little bloom under it, but you can see it. Lovely. And we can come on down here. Everything is just looking so beautiful, even though these tulips, like I said, they're so weighted down. These have been here, I don't know, 3 or 4 years, and they keep coming back. And I look out every morning thinking, okay, the deer haven't gotten on them. I haven't been able to spray anything this week because the rains have been every day for 5 days. And but if you spray your liquid fence,
did you forget about the snow?
And the snow, the liquid fence, if you spray it, I think it's every 3 weeks in a row, then you're good for a month or so. And I've done that. But yeah, there's been snow and there's snow predicted today. That's why I said, Reg, come on, because it's pretty whether it's sunny or not. Like these purple tulips coming up against the yellow. I mean, it just thrills me. Then I noticed the alliums starting to make their little heads. It all happens quickly, people, and I love it, love it, love it. You can see the little purple, darn, can't think of their little names. I'll think of it before we get out of here. But you cannot beat primrose. They add such color for me from the deck. bright, cheery. I can divide all these too. I'll wait till they bloom, and then you can divide those out, and I'll add them throughout the garden. You know, it's so nice to repeat all of those in your garden. Here, look at this. I noticed this morning. This one's just come up and started a beautiful orange, and this is a deep purple that once that sun comes out, it'll explode. You know, once that sun comes out, and the sun will come out. But as you come around here, the hostas, this is what I love. You know, Reg, get a close-up from the bottom up. I love when the hostas first come out. They just have such a presence about them. And keeping them sprayed, the deer don't come down and nibble on them. You can see on the river down here, this has been this high all week. And there's been tornadoes in our area, as it has been with this front that came through from the west east. We have friends that had some tornado damage in the west side of the state and southern part of the state. And I know there's people who've been through flooding, but the rains aren't over yet. And thankfully we need the rain, but we need it to slow down now. It's enough. You can see too that my ostrich ferns, this is cool. From Monday till today, which today is Friday, the ostrich ferns hadn't even shown their heads. And here they are. These are sweet little lilies of the valley that'll be in bloom probably by next week when the sun comes out. The one thing about a willow tree, it's always shedding something from its first shedding of the leaves when they come out. The first set of leaves shed, and then of course it sheds all fall and winter, but it's beautiful. I don't mind it. You come around here, and I noticed this morning, Reg, my red bud, there are some buds coming out. This will be in full red bud glory. These tiny little...
So I thought we saw some on the interstate.
We did. Yesterday. You know, they look purple, you know, they call it a red bud. On the interstate traveling, our hillsides in West Virginia. Travel West Virginia, people. It's beautiful every season of the year. But it was full of these wonderful eastern red buds. And I told Reg I wouldn't keep him out here too long because it's nice and cool. But I wanted you to see what April looks like. My Solomon seal. Oh my gosh. It's looking awesome. It's the variegated one, and I love it at this stage. And then once it comes out, it has beautiful little bell-shaped flowers, white ones. And I noticed the white violets just now. I love these little white violets. They're not invasive, but they keep this ground cover. Ground covers are some of my favorites. But these, if we have moisture all summer, they continually bloom. They're a shade-loving plant. And this is a shade part of my garden once the willow comes out. And that keeps that whole ground covered in green and little white flowers all season long. It's beautiful. I noticed that my roses, since I've pruned them and fertilized them, they are full of green leaf, and that'll be full of beautiful pink blooms. The 1st of June, just depends on how warm things get around here. I have... Let's see, what else is happening? All the clematis are coming up. Oh, that's the Harry Lauder not Harry Lauder water stick.
What's a Harry Lauder walking stick?
Walking stick. It's losing all of its catkins now. And you can see the beginning of the leaves, the heart-shaped leaves coming out on this too.
It's a beautiful little tree.
But it's so cool. It's all about the branching, isn't it, Reg?
Oh, yeah.
That's what we love about it, is the branching. It's that really curly, distorted look, because it's called what else is another name for it? Distorted
curly hazelnut.
Yeah, something like that.
I think.
Look it up, people. Yeah, but you can see how gorgeous. I just love this ground cover. This creeping phlox is so easy to grow, so easy to transplant. You can just take a piece out of the ground.
Now it's filled in on the corner behind you there.
Yeah, I mean, it softens all the stone that you carried in here. Looks beautiful, as well as the lamb's ear. Another great border for constant color, nice texture, great.
Yeah, it even gets a little bloom, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does, but I cut the blooms off. I just like the foliage.
Like Anna and Helen.
Yeah, I just like the foliage. The other thing that's coming, I noticed that my this ground cover, which I can't think, ajuga,
Ajuga.
it's starting to bloom. Now I have a whole garden over there full. This gets a little more sun right now, so we're seeing some blooms on it. It's the ground covers that are so pretty. This is oregano, and it is a nice little ground cover, and it smells so good. I can't think of the variety. I'll put it on the screen. I'll look it up. But garlic is still looking good.
And Midge is showing off for the camera.
Of course, she always does. But this is what April looks like in West Virginia. I've mowed twice since we've gotten started in the, how pretty the grass looks. And hopefully by next week, we might see a few blooms. Oh, come up on the deck with me, Reg, because I do have a bloom ready to come out. So here we are by the PG hydrangea. But look, this is Ramona.
Well, I saw that yesterday, yeah.
Yes. Look at the buds getting ready to pop. There's one there, one here. So that is that spring anticipation. We just love it this time of year. Oh, the lilacs. The coldest it's going to get has been 34. So I haven't had to cover this. And I've looked 10, 11 days out. And once I get back from India, I get to go to the eclipse out in Indianapolis with my sisters. I'm leaving on Sunday. But when I get back, the weather is like 70 degrees during the day, 50s at night. So the fig tree's coming out. This might even survive for the first time ever, knock on wood, without having to be covered. But that is my garden in April. Things are alive, doing great. And, you can't, rain is good. And we just have to deal with all kinds of weather conditions. We have to be as tough as our plants. So thanks for watching Gardening on the West Fork, and we'll see you the next time. Bye, guys.